Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sitting down and filming again. Like I said in my last video, things have been absolutely crazy. I swear to God, my life is in like 20 different departments and I have spread myself so thin and I don't know why I thought I could do all these things, but you know, I just decided to try to do it all and I'm feeling it. I'm drowning a little bit. I'm a little sick. Pardon my man voice, if it wasn't already manly and raspy and nasty enough. Like seriously, you guys, I can't even think about it. So instead of thinking about all the scariness of life, I decided I'd sit down and film a little video. So what I was thinking for this video is going through my collection of makeup. And I'm gonna narrow it down to only two things. I'm gonna go through my primer collection and my foundation collection. I'm gonna try to put this into one video, but I talk so much. Once I start talking, it kind of just never stops. But I think I'm just gonna do it in one, and then I'll just like kind of separate and put a timestamp for primers and foundations in case you're only looking for one or the other, but I kind of think they go hand in hand. I don't know. But I think this is like gonna be really useful for people that are trying to like get into more primers and foundations and like a better skin routine. I have, as you can see once I start talking about everything that's sitting right here, I have tried out a lot of different foundations and a lot of different primers, and I feel like I finally know which ones I really like and for what reasons, and which ones didn't work for me, which ones are horrible, and all of that. But I feel like this video will be really useful because for me, I just see a primer that I want to try and I'm like, oh, let's try it. And I have no idea if it's going to be really good or horrible. And when it's horrible, I'm like, well, that's like $7, $20, $14 that I could have saved if someone would have just told me that, you know, don't try that primer, it sucks, you know? I think let's start with primers just because that kind of works with like the order of the face and all of that. Yeah, let's just get started. Before I start talking about primers, I just want to say my general opinion on primers. So for me, I think that primers are so necessary if you are going to put on a face of makeup, even if it is a light coverage foundation, even if you are spot concealing, even if you're going full coverage, I don't care what you're doing. For me, I need to put a primer on my face, and that's why I have so many different primers, because I want them to do different things depending on the day and what I'm going for and all of that. But I think primers are so necessary. If you're not going to invest in a primer, that is just fine. I recently got on board of primers, but what you do need to do is moisturize your face before you put on any foundations or concealers and all of that, just because prepping your skin for putting on foundation is crucial. It'll make your skin look a lot better once your makeup is on. It won't look as crepey and heavy and like, you know, ashy. It'll look like more skin-like, more lively, and just overall look way better if your skin is moisturized and primed and ready to go. Now we may proceed. I have a couple of primers from Makeup Forever. So Makeup Forever actually has a huge line of primers. There's like 7 or 8 of them. It's crazy. I've only tried these 2 and I like them. I'm not super opposed. I'm not super like gung-ho for them. This one is the Radiant Primer. So it's actually like a yellow primer. And it just kind of like blends out to like almost nothing. I just feel like this primer doesn't do much for me. I don't notice it making my makeup last longer. I don't notice it making my skin look that radiant. However, it is a nice base just to put down before foundation. So like worst comes to worst, I can toss this on and it'll be a nice base. But I don't know. I just don't think it does anything miraculous, if that makes sense. So for me, this is an okay primer, but it's just kind of like, yeah, no. It's nothing special. I'll probably give this one like a C, like a very average grade, a C. This one is also from Makeup Forever, like I said. Their smoothing primer is good for smoothing out your skin, filling in pores, fine lines, and wrinkles, just kind of making everything very even and ready to go, which I really like primers like this because I have a lot of pores, especially like all in this region right here. It's just my skin type. A lot of pores right there. So I really enjoy finding smoothing and pore filling primers just because I feel like that's what my skin really needs. So this one is pretty good. I really do like it. So my issue with this primer is I just feel like it blurs and it does like smooth pretty well, but I find it to be a little greasy. But when it's underneath my makeup, I find myself getting kind of more oily looking and a little bit more greasy like in those areas, which I'm not a fan of. So that is the only downside I have to that primer. So for that reason, I'll give it like a B. I'll give it a B. But now while I'm on the topic of pore filling and smoothing, I'm gonna go to this one. And this one is my homie. This is the Benefit Porefessional Primer. I have like a little itty bitty bottle just because I wanted to try it. And this one, this Benefit Porefessional one is like this guy on steroids. Like this one doesn't make my skin greasy. It actually helps making me look more matte in those areas, which I really enjoy. Fills in my pores really well, smooths it, makes it really blurred looking. Like I use this one almost every time I do a fuller amount of makeup. It's my savior. I give it an A+. Thank you, Benefit. So this one right here, this one's a drugstore one. This is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. And I know I've talked about this a couple of times on my channel. However, I cannot recommend this enough. I just can't. A go-to that will solve all of your issues and put your face like with a good base. This is your guy. I use it today. I use it all the time. I'll wear this when I'm not even wearing makeup because it seriously looks like I put a Snapchat filter on my face. Like, it just like blurs and smooth. And I don't know, but like, see, these ones I only put like in certain porous areas where like I need to fix it, but this one I can put everywhere and it's just like so smooth. Everything is just like glowing and smooth and even, and I can't recommend it enough. It's a little bit expensive for NYX, but I don't care because I've had it for so long and I use it all the time. But this one actually comes out white, just like, oh, and it feels so good. It feels like a cloud. It feels like you're putting a cloud on your face, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's amazing. This one I also give an A, and it's from the drugstore. Now going on to another one of my favorite primers of all time. This one is the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. I love this primer so much. This is the primer I can use like whenever in doubt. This primer is basically a moisturizer. It just really moisturizes and refreshes your skin and gives it like a big drink of water, but it also prolongs your makeup. So that's why I just love it. It makes your makeup last longer, but it makes your skin just feel so healthy and like replenished. Oh, it smells so good. It feels so good. It just makes your face feel like fresh and new when it feels just like dry and you don't know what to do with it. That's why I always go to this one. I also give an A too. It's amazing. Let's do a couple primers that I don't like. I tried this one. So many regrets. So I decided to try this one. This is from e.l.f. And I know that e.l.f. is like a really cheap brand and company, but e.l.f. has some secret hidden gems in their lines. And this was a severe miss. But I got this because it's a poreless face primer. So it's supposed to be like a smoothing, pore filling primer, just like the other ones I talked about, except this one is horrible. Oh, I don't even want to put this on my hand. It smells like bug spray. It's like this, but when you rub it, I hate the texture of it. Oh my God. I literally hate it. It is like straight up grease. I don't know if you can see this. Whenever I put this on my face, my makeup would just like slip and slide off of it. It would move all around. It wouldn't stay in place. It doesn't even really smooth anything out. It just puts this greasy, slippery layer all over your face. So if you're looking for a cheap primer, all power to you, but don't do this. Just don't. Oh, if I had to give this a grade, by the way, it's a F. This gets an F. Moving on, I think this is my last primer. This is, I also talked about this a lot on my channel, but the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Talked about this one a lot. And this one is amazing because this one gives you the radiance that I wish this one would. This one doesn't have any like shimmer or glow. It just like is supposed to make you look radiant, but it doesn't. This one, when I say I want a radiant primer, like this is what I want, okay? Oh, yeah. It's just like, imagine that on your whole face. Look at that. That's so pretty. And it looks pretty intense, but it's like not blended out all the way. Once it's blended out everywhere and like it just catches the light, I love it. It does make your skin look really radiant. It doesn't make you look oily. You can just put foundation right on top of it. Also, if there's like a day where I don't want to wear a lot of foundation, but I want to put foundation all over my face to like even out my skin tone, I'll mix this in with my foundation and it shears out the foundation so it has a little bit less coverage, looks more natural on your face, and then plus you're just glowing. I put a little bit of it in my foundation today. I mean, also I'm wearing a lot of highlighter, but I mixed some of this in with my foundation today and I just love it so much. It's amazing. This one I give an A as well. Cool. So that was all the primers. I'm sorry, that was so much talking and just like all over the place, but really quick, out of all of the primers, I just want to hold up my faves as a little recap. So I feel like I have like a pretty good like wide range of primers that I use. So I have one primer that makes you look radiant and glowy and like a J-Lo type of vibe, even though I'm the farthest thing from J-Lo and I will never be anywhere close to her. It just makes your skin feel really glowy, radiant, and beautiful. This one is like my all-in-one primer. It does everything that I ever wanted to. It smooths, it makes a whole blurring effect over my whole face. Easy, fast, cheap-ish from the drugstore. All-in-one primer. This is the one that I use to tackle all my pores with, fill in everything, making sure that like my skin is really prepared right there to put foundation on top of it. And then this one is like my go-to moisturizing. My face needs help and some life before I put on foundation. So those are for sure like my top favorite four primers. Also, I just want to say that obviously you don't need 9 primers like I have. One will do the trick and you'll find one that like really works for you and what you need for your skin type personally. But those are the 4 that really work best for me and I love them. Okay, so now we are going to move on to foundations. Okay, so unfortunately I have even more foundations than I do primers. Like this is scary. Why I tell myself that I need all these or buy more when I have all of this is disgusting. I don't know what my issue is, but we'll get over it. Okay, so first for foundations, let's start with stick foundations. I have 2 stick foundations that I like, but I don't love. Stick foundations aren't really for me. They're not up my alley, they're not my cup of tea, okay? But I do have them, so I thought I'd talk about them. This one is really good if it's what you're looking for. It's just not what I'm looking for, if that makes sense. This is from Makeup Forever, and this is their Ultra HD stick foundation. I just feel like stick foundations don't give you a lot of product. I also feel like they're sometimes hard to blend in. But these 2 foundations that I do have are probably some of the best stick foundations on the market. For me, the Makeup Forever one is too oily. There's too much like slip to it, and then once it's all over my face, I look like a grease ball. Like, and I always like set down my foundation, so I do mattify it with some powder, but like when I put this on, I'm like, holy crap, I look like I dipped my face in a batter of grease. I don't know. It has like pretty good coverage. I just don't like it personally, and it's not what I'm looking for. I rarely ever use this. I don't want to give it a bad grade. It's not bad, it's just not for me. So I'll give it a C+. C+. Okay, so this one like came in and like swooped through the makeup world, and it's actually really, really beautiful. This is probably one of the prettiest foundations that I own, and this is the Hourglass Stick Foundation. This, however, is like $43, and when you please look at how much product you get in that, like not a lot. So I only use this literally on special occasions. What I will say about it is it is full ass coverage, like full ass coverage. This foundation is probably like the fullest coverage out of all my foundations. Like even when I blend that out on my hand, it's solid. Like you can't see anything through that. It's really pretty. It is full coverage. It's really expensive. My other really strong complaint about this is that it transfers so easily. Touch my face like this, literally my finger will be covered in foundation. Even if I put powder, blush, setting spray, everything, like I put everything on top, if I went to go like hug my boyfriend, I would probably like leave a face print on his shirt. And I mean, like a lot of makeup does do that, but like this is excessive. An excessive amount of transfer. I don't know. I just don't think it's like a very realistic foundation to use every day, if that makes sense. So I'll give it a B. This one I used to use all the time when I first got into makeup. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. Listen, I just feel like this is so thick. This bitch is thick. Look at that sitting on my finger. Can you see that? I don't know. Oh, my biggest complaint with this is that it just sits on top of your skin. Like it just stays there. It doesn't sink in, it doesn't melt, it doesn't like look like skin. It looks like you're wearing heavy foundation on your skin. And when I wear a lot of makeup, like I wear a lot of makeup, but I try to wear makeup that looks like my skin but better type thing. And this just looks like you're wearing a lot of makeup and you look bad. It's like a solid D- for me. Okay, moving on. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. How many times have I used this on my channel? So much. I love this foundation. This one and one that I'll talk about in a little bit are probably my two favorite foundations from the drugstore. Actually, no. They are my two favorite drugstore foundations. I think I like this one more than the one I'll talk about in a little bit. This is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. It's cheap as hell as well. It is a very matte foundation. And like most foundations that say like they're matte, either like suck the life out of your face and you're left like dry and you can't even like move your face at all, or they're just not matte at all. But this one is matte, it stays matte, it looks beautiful on your skin, it blends out easily, it has full coverage if I didn't say that. Like this foundation is absolutely incredible. I can't recommend this enough. If you're looking for a new drugstore foundation, granted you need to like a decent amount of coverage in order to like this product, but you will love this. You will love this. I love this. A++++++++. While we're on the L'Oreal line, this is L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. So this one is Pro Matte, this one's Pro Glow. Obviously this one's gonna be glowy and dewy. Obviously this one's gonna be very matte. I like it as a mixing foundation, and that's ridiculous because the average person does not mix 2 to 3 foundations together a day. I do. One of my favorite mixing foundations. I don't love it on its own though. On its own, I feel like it comes out like patchy and leaves my face too easily and just doesn't really do it for me. It does look really pretty, but on its own, it's just not enough for me. The formula is not good enough. But like even mixing these two together, bomb. You know, I don't know, it's glowy and it's really pretty. It's just not enough of a foundation by itself for me to love it, but I do like mixing it in with others. I'll give this one a B+. This is a Healthy Mix Serum. So it's like a serum foundation. It's a lot more lightweight. It's a lot more lightweight, really light coverage, really natural coverage. It's a little too dewy for me. I don't use this on its own, mainly because it's a little too light for me. But what I do love using this for, again, is mixing it in with other foundations. Since this shade is a little lighter, and almost all my other foundations are too dark for me, I use this to mix in with other foundations to lighten up the color of like the whole foundation, if that makes sense. And it's really pretty and it's really good to mix in with. I just don't like it on its own that much again. So I don't know, take what you will with that. This is I ordered it from Amazon. It's for the company Bourjois. I'll give it a B. If you want really light coverage and a really just healthy looking thing to put on your face, this is probably it, but it's just not the golden ticket for me. So I'll give it a B. All right, next one. This is a foundation from Stila. I love the packaging. It's like this, and then you like pump it up, like you push this down and like it like shoots up from the middle. Let me just tell you that I never use this. I never do. It has the same issue with this Amazonian Clay one. It looks like you're wearing foundation on top of your skin, which obviously you're putting foundation on top of your skin, but it doesn't look good or normal or like your skin at all. It just looks like you're caking on makeup. And it's like a pretty thick consistency. Like it's like thick. Same with this. I just don't like really thick foundations. Like I want full coverage, but I don't want it to be really thick. Like this one is, oh God. Like this one is full coverage while still being like liquidy and light, if that makes sense. Like this is just heavy and sticky. I don't like it. The only reason why I keep this around is because I mix all my foundations on it. And I think you've seen in videos, like I pump all my foundations on this and mix it up and put my foundation on off of this every single day. But I never use this foundation. So don't buy that foundation is the moral of the story. Moving on. This one, I was so excited when I bought it. Like I was so excited because Jaclyn Hill raved about it. And anything that Jaclyn likes, I tend to also love. This is just one thing that was so nasty on my face. So gross. This is from Josie Marin. It's her Vibrancy foundation. Also, how beautiful is that packaging though? Like I love the packaging of it. But when I wear this foundation, I look like a greasy hot dog. And I'm a big fan of dewy foundations and like looking dewy and glowy and looking all extra and stuff. I'm a big fan, but greasy hot dog is all I can think about when I wear that. It's really bad. It's really gross. No matter how much you set it greases through it. It leaks, it slips, it slides. It doesn't stay on my face where I want it to. It's not good at all. I give it a D. The good news, the next like 3 are ones that I really do like, so that's great. Now that we got through all the shitty ones. This one is another one from the drugstore. Like I said, this one is my second favorite drugstore foundation. This is my first. Here's my second. This is the Maybelline Matte and Poreless Foundation. The only complaint I have about this foundation is that it doesn't have a freaking pump. It's like, you really think that I want to dump that out every single day? It gets messy. Like, look at the cap. There's no way to like keep it clean. Maybelline, just put a pump on this and you guys got it. Like it's amazing, it really is. It's got great coverage, it's got a really pretty finish. This one's way more, even though, see like this one says matte and poreless, but it's dewy. I would classify this as a dewy foundation. Like this one is matte. And this one is matte and poreless, but I think it's a pretty dewy foundation. But it doesn't look greasy. It's like a really pretty, healthy look to your skin. This one is like a really good example of like your skin, but better. I love this foundation. I can't recommend these two enough. These two are probably like in my top 3 favorite foundations of all time, and they're both from the drugstore. This one is the other top favorite, but this one is expensive as hell. These are my top 3 favorite. And 2 of them are from the drugstore. So if you're looking for 2 really good drugstore foundations, I highly recommend these 2. Can't recommend them enough. If you're oily, I really recommend going for this one. Even if you're dry, it doesn't really cling onto dry patches. But if you have dry skin, I think you're gonna like this one more. If you have oily skin, I think you're really gonna love this one. They're beautiful. I love them. Okay, so this one is also in, it's in my favorites too. Like if I had to like expand it to my top 4, this one's in it. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have just always loved this foundation so much. I think it's gorgeous on its own, but I think it's really great mixing in. It's got such a nice consistency. It's super lightweight, but it also has like good coverage. Mine's a little too orangey for me, so I have to mix it in with like really pink foundations. That's another thing, is I have a really hard time finding my good color in foundations because I'm so fair, but I also have pink undertones, and so many foundations have really yellowy undertones that they just like stick out on my skin, and that's why I do need to mix them a lot, which sucks, but I make it work. It's whatever. But this one is truly beautiful. It's like glowy. It's this is the definition of your skin but better, I think. Like last summer, I only mixed these 2 together all day, every day, because this one has a little bit better coverage, but this one's finish is so beautiful. It makes you look like you have baby skin. This one I'll give A-2. This one is the newest foundation in my collection, and I'm obsessed. I was trying so hard not to buy it because it's like $50, but I got a gift card to Sephora for my birthday, so I thought this is my time. This is my time to do it, you know? And it sucks because I know I'm gonna need to keep rebuying this foundation, and I understand why everyone was freaking out about it. This foundation and the L'Oreal foundation are probably the only 2 foundations ever in my life to like nail a really fair pink undertone foundation. Okay, so on my face today, I'm wearing these 2. This is like the color of foundation that I need to look normal, you know? So their color range is pretty good, I would say. And they do have a lot of like really yellowy undertones and really pink undertones. Their neutral undertones aren't the best though. But the softest, mattest finish on your face, and everything just looks so smooth. It's kind of like the foundation sets itself, kind of like a powder once it's blended out. It's so pretty. It is so light, but the coverage is so gorgeous. Whenever I am wearing this, I feel like I'm not wearing foundation, but my skin just looks even. It looks so pretty. It looks so healthy. And I don't even feel like I'm wearing foundation. It is so truly beautiful, really expensive. If you're not like a makeup lover and a makeup guru like myself, don't invest in this. But if you are, it is so worth the money. Like, this is amazing. But if it's not up your alley, if makeup isn't your main thing like it is for me, don't spend your money on it. Buy one of these two and you'll be equally as happy if you don't know the difference. But this Dior foundation is, it's beautiful. It deserves a lot of recognition. All right, you guys, so that is it. That is all of my primers, all my foundations, kind of the breaking down of everything. Sorry that today's video is like so much of me just kind of like talking a lot of information at you. I don't think this video is really gonna be for everyone, but for people that are actually looking for a new foundation to try or a new primer to try if you haven't tried primers before, hopefully this kind of helps you out and gives you like a good base to start at of what primers to look into more, which ones to avoid at e.l.f. Primer. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Leave comments below if you guys have any ideas for future makeup ideas. My friend Marae texted me and she's like, I need a makeup look on this. It's like a really pretty like green smoky eye. And I was like, okay, I got you. So hopefully in the next couple of videos, I'll do that for you, Marae, if you're out there. Well, I don't know, just let me know if you guys have any ideas for any makeup looks that you guys want to see and all of that. Leave them below. Text me whenever you see me. Just let me know and I will try to do it. I think it's so much fun. I just love it so much. Hopefully I will be sitting down and filming a lot more. I'm finally kind of getting settled into the semester and figuring out my routine a little bit more, so that is great news for my sanity. But if you liked today's video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And other than that, I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.